Welcome back to another episode of Magic's in the Mess, the go-to podcast for ambitious women ready to stop pretending, start aligning, and finally build success your way. I'm your host, Danielle McKinley, speaker, business and wealth strategist, and your go-to problem-solving hype girl. Here, we'll help you unlock powerful mindset shifts, discover your magic, and bring your dream life into reality. Each week, I'll deliver raw stories, proven business strategies, and powerful transformations with industry leaders to activate the magic in you. So if you're ready to ditch the pressure, the performative BS, and the noise telling you who you should be, hit subscribe and let's make some magic. Welcome to another episode of Magic's in the Mess. You guys, I am so excited. I have my bestie, Tara Dominguez, here with me today, and we are going to talk finding magic in the mess, of course, but also something that's been weighing on me a lot and that I've been hearing in my communities, and that is the power of real, authentic relationships and friendships as a grown woman. So welcome to the show, Tara.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Anytime I can come see you, which we don't see each other nearly enough. But I'm super excited to dive into this because over the years that we've known each other, we have literally built a solid friendship, and we'll dive into that. But I can't wait to chat.
Yes, everyone needs a friend like Tara. So let's talk about how we met. Let's start there. Let's take them way back.
Yeah, she has a good elevator pitch.
Okay, we all know that I love sales and you want to have a good elevator pitch. And so I had just moved to Colorado. I knew no one. And I was living in an apartment downtown, and I had friends coming to visit, and I looked a hot mess, you guys. Like I looked like I rolled out of bed. I might have been hungover. This was like 10 years ago. And Tara looked drop dead gorgeous, like stunning, like she does right now. If you're watching this, you can see the vibe. And I literally picked her up as a friend in the elevator because I had no friends.
I can't remember exactly what you said. It was along the lines of like, whoa, you look good. Where are you going? And I was going to work at the time. I was like working not too far from the KC where we lived. And I told you I was a hairstylist, and you were like, can you do my hair in my apartment? And I'm like, oh God, here we go. House hair. Sure, whatever. But yeah, seems like so long.
Yeah. And you introduced yourself as Tara. Okay. So then I don't think she thought I would like come into the salon, and I totally did. And she gave me her card.
All the hair, you guys. This girl, like, I remember this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she has so much beautiful hair. But yeah, I remember the day like it was yesterday.
So, sometimes when you meet people and you're just like, that's my person.
Connect.
Yeah. I don't know if Tara felt the same way, but I was like, she's going to be my friend. And I remember learning your middle name was Danielle, and I'm like, well, how cool is that? And then my last name is McKinley, and she had a niece named McKinley. And then I told her if I ever have a daughter, I might name her McKinley.
Which you do.
And I do now. And her name is McKinley.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those moments. And I think sometimes we miss those initially. So if you have that nudge or that feeling inside where you're like, I'm meant to be friends with this person, work on the relationship, follow through, because you don't just get a relationship like ours by showing up one time.
But did you ever think that we would be like, I'd be flying in to go to an event with you, we'd build this, I'd be an aunt to your kids, you're an aunt to mine. Like, did you ever think that in that elevator at the time? Did you know? Because I didn't know that.
No, not initially. Was like, that came with getting to know you and like building a real connection. But yeah, I mean, you knew I was having my son before I did. That's special.
It's so special.
Yeah. And I think that right now in the world, like in community, and when I go to these events, one of the things that I hear entrepreneurs struggling with is that it's lonely, which we both know that it is. So it's so important to find these relationships. So what for you would you say makes it worth putting in the effort with somebody?
With you or with anybody?
Anybody. So like, what's your process of being, because you're very selective, and that's something I admire about you, about where you spend your time and the people you share your actual life with. So what's your bring me into your brain.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the career that I'm in, being a hairstylist, and I always say like partying with my friends all day, but I've never had a big circle of girlfriends. And I know you have always had a large acquaintance, right? Like you would always do. I'm like, what is this girl doing? I feel like you'd be doing like happy hours and having friends come to town. Like you have this big group of girlfriends. For me, I've always been private about who I bring into my circle. Again, I think it's because of my career. Like I hang out with people all day. So when I'm
Yeah.
home or on my off time, like I've been very selective. And I would say over the past couple years is when I've been so selective. And I know we've chatted about this. Like my energy is so important. Like that is who I am. That's my brand. That's what my team needs from me. Like they need my high energy.
Yeah.
And anybody that zaps that, I've gotten really good and not perfect at all, but I've gotten really good at asking myself, what do they bring to the table? Because if I'm going to be your friend and I'm going to invest in a relationship, like I'm
Hmm.
all in.
Yeah.
And I feel like now at where I'm in, maybe wasn't a great friend in the past, but now like if I'm going to give you my full, I expect that too.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah. And I think that, so I call it the friendship thermostat.
Okay.
Okay. And so I use this, and you can use this with any type of relationship. But after you have an exchange with someone, because when we're sharing space right now, right? We're sharing heart
Yeah. Yeah.
energy, we're sharing each other's energy. So after an experience with someone where you've shared energy, you take 30 seconds to go, how do I energetically feel? Do I feel recharged? Do I feel drained? Do I feel level? Like maybe they just bring you peace. And if anybody is draining you, or you're feeling like, oh, that was a lot, that's somebody that you want to distance yourself from.
No, I totally agree. And I also think if you, in my life, if they leave and I'm like dwelling on that time I spent with them, or like you said, I feel drained or my
Yeah.
energy is different. Again, not that anything's perfect, but if I constantly feel that way, that's if I'm talking about somebody when they leave, that means I didn't have a good time with them and that my energy and my time, it's not good for them or for me.
Yep.
And so I think that like you and I have had this conversation so many times
Hmm.
of where are you spending your time? Are those people lifting you up? And are they cheering
Truly
you
cheering for
on?
you. Truly, right?
Because if they aren't cheering you on and there's any kind of jealousy or they're
Hmm.
envious or anything like that, I feel like that can drain your energy if they're not truly like me. If I'm around you and I'm not lifting you up, there's a problem.
Totally.
And I need to really check myself. And maybe that's not someone that I want to, invest my time into. It's not fair for them. It's not fair for me. And so I think as we get older, just making sure your group is, I always say like, my group's kind of small.
It's good
You
for
know?
it to be small. Like
Yeah,
I know a lot of people, but my inner circle is small. And
absolutely.
I love people. Like I
Yes.
get energized by people as part of my human design. I love connecting with people. I love building relationships. I love seeing like hearing someone say they have a problem and knowing the person that can solve it and making that connection for them. I absolutely love being able to do that. But my inner circle is small. Like I'm
Well,
not going on vacations and family trips and stuff with just
with
anybody.
just anyone. I think
Yeah.
that's super important too. And how do you feel when you lift people up? Like it's the best feeling in the world when your energy kind of aligns and you guys are on the same level and it's like
Yeah.
you're lifting them up, they're lifting you up, they're motivating you, you're motivating them, you're creative together. Like it's just a totally different and you have kids and you have a husband, you have
Hmm.
all these different bits. She's such a powerhouse. You have all this stuff going on. You have to protect your energy
Yeah.
on every single level, which is not easy to do.
Well, and it takes time, especially if you're somebody who likes people,
Yeah.
that is energized by people. For me, I'm still working on it. I don't have it all figured out with the boundary thing, but it's something that I'm very consciously aware of. And I try really hard to be honest and stick up for the boundaries that like work for me. And I've gotten over the years so much better. But I think if you're somebody that you're hearing this and you're like, yeah, that's me. Like I love connecting. I love people, but I also sometimes feel drained. Just pay more attention to your friendship thermostat
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to like, you're not for everybody. We are not meant to be for everybody. That doesn't mean you have to be unkind or that you can't root for
Absolutely.
them, but you don't have to be besties
Gosh,
with
I
everybody.
used to want to be for everyone. I wanted to please everybody.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
you to like me. I didn't want you to talk about me. And then I realized that like perfection does not exist.
Mm-mm.
And the amount of energy and time and the time I was dwelling on it and wasting on trying to get everyone's approval, it
Yeah.
doesn't exist. And
No.
when you kind of let that go, it's like a weight's been lifted and you feel amazing and you do amazing things.
The
It's good.
only approval that matters is yours.
Yeah.
If you feel good in your skin, if you can look yourself in the mirror and go, you know what? I did my best today.
That's
And
it.
I was kind. I was a good
Yeah.
human. You are the only person's approval that matters
I
is
tell my
yours.
staff that if somebody's unhappy, I'm like, did you do the best you could? If
Mm-hmm.
you did the best you could, and some days we have bad days and you don't do the best.
Yeah.
So you reflect on it, you do better. But did you do the best? And if you did, then go to sleep at night. Don't dwell on it.
Yeah. Okay, I love this. So let's talk a little bit about, let's stay on the friendship lane for a moment, because there's something that I see, like I have a zero tolerance for gossip. And so if you're talking to me about people, you're not my people. I want to talk about deeper things. And I think in today's world with social media, there's so much comparison. It's so easy to be scrolling and see the highlight reels and start to
It's so
question,
easy.
like, am I doing the right thing? Should I switch this? Should I match her? And in our friendship, we've always been like true root for you cheerleaders. We're
Always.
going to get into Tara's story. This girl's story is incredible, and she is the most humble person I know about her success. And we've never had an energy of like,
I have goosebumps.
oh, she's
It's
doing
yeah,
it's,
yeah,
and that's the
never.
special, like, you've got to find this friend in, as an entrepreneur, you've got to find your Tara, because to be able to do all parts of life with somebody and you to just get it is so powerful. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like.
So I was just telling you last night when we were going to get dinner, we're spray tan.
Yeah. We're spray
We're gonna
tan. If
spray
you're
tan,
watching this,
okay?
we've got those
Don't
like
look too close.
we've got the funny hands.
Yes, but we were talking about it was a couple days ago, and I was thinking about our story, and
Mhm.
I had a baby a year and a half ago, and I feel like since her and I went to an event a year ago, Danielle's just taken off. Like she just did what she said she's going to do. She's so consistent. I just kind of see her world in business and leadership and all that just totally evolve over the last 12 months. And I've been doing what I can with my baby, but also having a little bit of mom guilt. And so maybe not going full throttle like, I wanted to do. But I, everything I see you doing,
Mhm.
even though we don't see each other all the time or talk on the phone all the time, everything I see you doing, there is not 1 ounce of jealousy in my body. Like it is like, you fucking go, girl. Like this is
Mm.
your time. You deserve this. And so,
You're gonna make me
oh, I
cry.
just like, again, I have goosebumps and my tan's going to be all weird. But that is so important because
Yeah.
our friendship would, and maybe if people listening to this, they can relate. Our friendship would not work if there was jealousy,
Nope.
because I wouldn't be able to watch your stories. I wouldn't be able to see what you're doing. Like that jealousy would kick in. I would think I'm not doing enough. And so
Mhm.
I can truly say when the relationship we've built, there is zero jealousy. I'm always so motivated when I see your stuff or when I talk to you. When I come see you, it's like we just know what we're going to talk about. And it's usually new stuff we're creating or doing or where we're going to be in the next
We
5
came up with a
years.
business getting
Yeah.
ready today.
Like we're already going to launch our next business after this weekend. But I think that is so powerful because and when I was younger, I probably did this where I backed off from a friend
Yeah,
because
you shrink.
she had too much going on and I wasn't there, or I didn't watch your stories, or I scrolled right through, or I wouldn't follow you, or wouldn't talk to you. It's because I had that jealousy if I wasn't doing enough.
Yeah.
And that is like with our friendship, it does not exist. I don't know if it comes with age. I have no clue, but I just want you to win. And that is
Same.
like, I'm just like rooting for you all the time. And I think so many people struggle with that.
So I echo everything that she just said about me to her. And I'm telling you, when I say you are the most humble person and the most giving person. And so I think to like unpack it for someone that's listening, that's like, I want a Tara in my life. Like I want to have a friend like her. You have to be a friend like her.
Mhm.
So it starts with you being the same. She has gone, when we first met, she worked at a salon. She was a 1099 contractor. And then you told me, hey, I think I'm going to open my own salon. And I was like, do it. Like we talked about it on a girls trip, and she literally in 3 months opened her own salon. And I want you to unpack that story. But first, I want to just like bookend the friendship thing, because so many people are looking for their Tara.
Yeah.
And first, it starts with you becoming that person. So if you feel yourself getting triggered or getting jealous or feeling like, oh, I don't want to see that because it's triggering, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
And I want you to really focus in on it, because that is how you rewire what's going on with you internally that's causing you to feel like that. And until you do, you won't be able to get a Tara. Because until you can show up and authentically cheerlead for somebody and root for them, no matter what they have going on, whether they're doing better than you or doing different than you can't have somebody that's doing the same for you.
No, it's so true. And like you said, it's always internally. It's always
Yeah.
something that's going on in our life of
Mhm.
why we push back, right?
Reflection is so powerful as an entrepreneur, because you are going to get triggered. You're going to and it could be that, hey, you've done the work, but you're still feeling that way about somebody. And if that's the case, they're probably just not your person.
Yeah.
Right? So invest in somebody, like building a friendship like you and I have takes really showing up for one another, takes, booking the flight, making the trip, making it happen, and investing the time. And so if you're not willing to do that and you want to just be the taker in the friendship, then it's not going to work.
It doesn't work. And I've been the taker before. Like I mean, over the last 10 years, I've had friends that were really good friends to me and I wasn't giving that back. But now I look back and honestly, those people are not my life anymore.
And
they were not my people, right?
Yeah.
I can think of one situation where that girl just gave and gave and gave, and I wasn't in the right place to give back. But now looking back, we're not friends anymore. And it's because there wasn't both two sides to it,
Yeah.
So you have to be willing to, you have to know what they bring to the table. Like I know what you bring to my table and I know what I bring to yours. And we don't talk. And I wish we could talk every day. And I wish we could live in the same city and all that. But it almost makes it more special because like, I don't know your day to day. You don't know my day to day. But when we get together, we have 3-4 solid days of impact and laughing and watching Sex in the City or whatever we do sometimes. But it's so powerful. And when I leave, I'm always so sad to leave.
Energized.
But I'm also like, oh my God, I don't want to leave this damn girl. Like, it's like a part of me.
I'm going to get her to move to Arizona. I'm like, let's timestamp it because like I'm working on it.
Speak with our next business. We're totally going to have to.
But I think that's important for people to know too, is that your real people, you don't have to talk to them every day.
No.
You should be able to pick up right where you left off. And life is busy, especially as an entrepreneur, especially if you're a mom and your kids are in sports and you're doing all the things. And that is what makes, like, she's not upset with me if we don't talk for 2 months and vice versa. Yeah. And as soon as we do talk, it's like, tell me everything. We're talking for 2 hours because we need the whole catch up, or we're booking a flight and we're spending 3 days just downloading the last few months of our life.
But what I love about that is you've seen me at every stage. Like when I first met Danielle, I was in a very toxic relationship. Like she saw me at that. And I wanted to hide everything from the world. And I wanted people, here I met this beautiful girl who was getting married at the time and her fiance is great and her business was good and all this. So I almost held back a lot of things because I didn't want you to judge me. And now when we're sitting here and we're talking last night, like we've been through so much. I want to share those stories. Like I've matured and grown so much as a woman that I'm like, those are the stories that make our friendship awesome. And now we're so honest with each other, which I think is, I know there were things you went through in your life and, after your first baby that
postpartum depression, I didn't share.
And now it's just like those things. If you guys are ever afraid of sharing with your friend that like behind the scenes, I think that's the biggest part of this, right?
Yeah. You got to have that person you can literally just say it all with. Yeah. And that takes time. It takes time to get there. It takes time to build the trust and to build, especially if you've been burned like her and I both have been, it can take a minute and you got to like let time do its thing, because letting time take place is how you get the really, really good stuff. Just like anything good takes time. Nothing good happens overnight. It is super rare if you have an overnight success. Yeah, sure, we know of them, but how many do we know of them? Can you even count, 5 on one hand? Right? So it's like anything. So
if it's too easy, it always comes to an end.
Yeah.
Like we talked about yesterday.
Love bombing. There's like love bombing friendships.
Yes. Balance is bullshit.
Balance is absolutely bullshit.
Yeah. But yes, there's friends that are in your life for a reason, a season, and a life. Like, I truly believe that. And if you're in my life for a reason, that's okay. But if it's a lifetime, I'm going to invest in you.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody, here's your takeaways. Because I love a good takeaway on this show. Go find your Tara. But finding your Tara starts with you. It starts with you doing the work. Okay, so let's get into, because this is magic in the mess, girl. So let's get into some of the mess that, I want you to tell your story. Tell us who you are, what you do. I want you to start with.
Ask me a question and then
okay.
There's too much of a mess for me just to start. It'll be a rabbit hole.
Okay. Let's give some context. So Tara is a badass hairstylist. She owns a commercial property in downtown Denver. That is where her salon is. And like you heard me say a moment ago, she started behind the chair as just a stylist, 1099 in a studio with big, big dreams. And she kind of always knew she wanted to do this. So I'm going to have you walk our listeners back to JCPenney's. And when she worked at JCPenney's, what was going on in your mind? What mindset did you have? What would you say to JCPenney, Tara?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I moved to LA. I went to hair school. I moved to LA And then I was there 3.5 years, moved back, started at JCPenney's, which I was like, there's no way in hell I'm working at JCPenney salon. Best decision I probably ever made in my life. I grew really fast there. I made connections. I was like, okay, I have to make money. So actually what I left out is my car got repossessed. So I walked out to my car one morning and I had my coffee in hand and I was talking to my mom, drinking my coffee, talking to her. And I'm like, Mom, I'm like, I live in this area called Low High, which was just kind of up and coming. It still wasn't great. And I remember telling her, somebody freaking stole my car. She's like, Tara, what do you mean? I'm like, someone stole my car, Mom. My car's not here. Like, I have to go to work. My Pontiac G6, like 2006 is gone.
Was it red?
No, it was blue. Stealth gray. So I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta call the cops. So I call the cops. I'm like, hey, my car got stolen, like yada yada. And then I remember looking down in the gravel, and there were what do you call it? Like where they tow your car,
chain,
tow truck.
Yeah,
like it'd been towed away, right? And I was like, okay, never mind.
Pole marks.
Gotta go. So I knew right away my car got repossessed because I was so bad
behind
on payment. So, anyways, started working at JCPenney. I was like, I gotta make some money. So I have to do it. I have to be successful here. Like, I gotta pay my debt down, credit card debt. Obviously, my car got repossessed, had no money. So started at JCPenney's, and I knew one thing about Penny. I knew that there was a lot of foot traffic. So I walked the floor all day long and passed out cards. And that's how I built a massive following super quick. And I always joke, and I tell my stylist, my first paycheck was $247. And I was like, I cannot.
I'm rich.
Like, well, I thought at the time, but I'm like, how am I going to pay my rent on that? Right. Yeah. So I had to hustle. And I joke, and I also tell my staff now, like, I grew a huge following at JCPenney. I was able to go to 99 and rent a chair pretty quickly. But I always knew that I loved people, and I knew that I could serve, and I knew that if I could serve people and make money serving people, I'd do really well.
Yeah.
And so that's where I met you, was when I was over just renting a chair off of
Salon Denver.
Yeah, Salon Denver. Yep. I was there for a year, and then I met somebody at a hotel who had a little space that was available that was 900 square feet. He was like, I think I have the perfect space for your salon. And I was like, yeah, that's what everybody says, right? How much is this sucker? He said, I need an LOI. I was like, what the hell's an LOI? Okay. So I went and Googled LOI, letter of intent.
Yeah. So for anyone who's listening, it's a letter of intent.
I had no clue what I was doing. I had a little bit of savings in my account. So I went all in, opened up a ton of credit cards, maxed them out. You were a part of it. Danielle was there. We opened 303 Beauty Bar.
You were at the launch party.
I just saw someone's picture there. And that was the start of it. I had no clue what I was doing.
Okay, but let's pause because there's some things we need to unpack, because what Tara is saying to you right now with this story is that she believed in herself. Number one, that was part of your recipe, is you believed in you and you went all fucking in. Like this girl maxed out. So she didn't take out a business loan. She couldn't qualify for one. So she maxed out all of her credit cards and went all in on her dream. Now tell us, you've blown it out of the water. You now own the commercial space. Yeah. You're starting an extension line. You're starting corset. You guys, this girl's a real deal.
You say that, but there was so much shit. There was such a mess. Like, I had no clue what I was doing at all. I just knew again that I could serve people. And so we started growing, and then COVID hit, and we were growing out of the space. And so I decided that I was going to purchase.
Talk about the pivot with COVID, because you pivoted.
Yeah. So we were in a small space. Oh, yep. So, okay. So rewind a little bit. COVID happened. We were already growing out of that space. And so before COVID hit, I was like, I'm going to purchase this commercial restaurant and do all these crazy things to it, and it's all going to be great. Well, yeah, that didn't happen. Lost my ass. COVID hit, and I had to go back to the drawing table and completely redo everything, which now is great. The building was awesome. And so then my old salon, I turned into Vintage, which was a cute boutique. Not a great idea with COVID. Turns out people just shop online. But so that only lasted a year in the space, because I love the space, didn't want to give it up. So Kyle and I were like, let's just put this cute boutique that I always dreamed up, and it flopped because of COVID.
Oh, but it was so cute.
So cute. Some of the stuff I still wear is from there, and I freaking love it. But it was, opening my salon was hard, but I was so passionate and so motivated that getting my commercial space during COVID and doing it at a bigger scale was so much harder.
Yeah.
So much harder.
Okay. Bring us into your mindset. Okay. Like what was going on in your head? So you have you go all in on your dream. You've paid off your debt. You're making money with the 900 square foot 303 salon and you want to go bigger. You're thinking bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. And you start to go bigger and you lose your ass.
Yeah.
What's going on in your head?
So I mean, I have pictures. I one day was just sobbing. I'd lost so much money. Like, honestly, if we're going to be real, in my new project, I've probably lost $500,000. That's a lot of freaking money.
Let's
right?
pause there, you guys. What does it feel like in your gut if you were to lose $500,000?
I've never felt that before. And I have pictures of me sobbing, and I'm like, I'm going to capture this. So I have one where I'm literally just sobbing, ugly crying, right? It's like, oh, this is terrible. If people come to me and if I could rewind being in a small space and the numbers we were cranking out at the time were insane. But when you're an entrepreneur, you always want more and you want to grow and you want to evolve and you want to do all that, right? And you're like, we're doing so well. What if I just open another place up that's freaking like 5 times the size? It's going to do 5 times the revenue, right?
Yeah.
And so I went all in. Again, didn't really know what I was doing because I don't have a business background. I mean, I love the business side of it now. And there's so many things I've learned and that I can teach you how to not do what I did. But I went into this space that was going to be amazing. Well, a dream versus reality are two totally different things. And so I remember COVID hit and I was like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, this is I have this building. I have like all these expenses. What if the world never opens back up? What if our industry goes, away? Like all these things. And I remember it being one of the lowest times in my life for a while. And I'm sure other people can relate to that, but I'd lost so much money. The vision was starting to kind of like dwindle a little bit, but I knew one thing and I knew how to serve people. And so I just kept going back to, I know how to serve people and I can do this. And you said it's great now. We launched our hair extension line. My staff is great. We have over almost 1,600 5-star rating for our reviews.
You guys, that's insane. Did you hear that?
It's
over
good.
1,600 5-star ratings. If that doesn't say I serve people and I serve people well, I don't know what does.
Well, and I'm very proud of that. So I do tell clients, I'm like, if you want to go, I tell them, I will guarantee you will not find another salon in the entire world that has 1,600 5-star ratings. And the reason I say that is because we've worked really hard to do that.
Because she serves her people too.
And I tell my staff, like, if you're not a server, I promise if you're not a server, right? I don't care if you're serving food, whatever you're doing. If you don't serve people and understand how to connect and build relationships, your business will come.
Yeah. And you won't, I feel like stylists are always like they want that 6 figures. Like that's like the number I hear all the time with stylists. And it's, you have to put in the work. So you said a couple of things that I want to unpack that are so important about being an entrepreneur. So as I did when you were going through this, feeling that pit in my stomach, I'm sure that listeners today are like, holy shit, $500,000, right? So what does that mean, you guys? That means that you believed in yourself. You weren't afraid of taking messy action. You didn't let the fact that you didn't come from a business background stop you from taking action and figuring it out along the way. Because what that means, y'all, is if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to become a problem solver and you're okay with having a few step backs, you can get that big dream life that lives in your head right now.
Absolutely.
It can happen. Like all that it is proof. You're proof that any stylist can do what you've done.
You have to believe in yourself. And honestly, for me, there was no other option. I remember waking up one morning and being like, hey, there's 2 options. I can either be sad, stressed, depressed, or I can make this work, because I didn't really have any other options. No one's going to bail me out. Like I made this choice as an adult and now I have to figure it out. And luckily through all the mess, the magic in the mess, right?
Yeah.
It's doing well. Our space is freaking awesome.
You guys have to go look it up.
Oh my gosh. It's incredible.
303 Salon Low High.
Yeah.
You got to check it out. It's the coolest space.
But we're just starting with that. Like, and you've known me, we were talking again yesterday, because we talk about so much when I fly into town. I feel like we cover so much. But she was asking me about like trademarking my name and all that. And I was like, 303 Salon Low High has been awesome. And I love the journey we've been on, but like I'm pivoting huge right now with growing the different legs in the brand. And there's so much more than just our salon that's going to be happening. We're going to do events, our hairline, like we're going to change our industry with how stylists are treated, with how our education works. Like with how people feel when they come in and when they leave. Because everyone's been to a salon, you feel a little stuffy at, you don't really feel welcome. Like we're just growing a community that's gonna pop off. I know it. So
She says we are going. She is already doing it. This is what I love about you. She's already doing all of this, and she's also a coach. She coaches stylists on how to get to that coveted 6 figures, and she teaches her blueprint and what she's done to build her business, how she serves, how she shows up, how to talk to somebody in the chair, how to overcome objections, how to direct and not not tell someone because they showed you a picture that that's going to work. She knows how to say, you know what, like in a very kind way, that's not going to work for your type of hair. Or, she you teach all these things. So where can a stylist listening find you and pull all of the goodness out of your brain?
oh, that's my hot button too. Like I love doing hair, you guys, but building new stylists or seasoned stylists that don't know where to start.
Yeah.
I will, and I always say how to go like 6 figures in 12 months. So let's not waste so much time. Let's figure out everything Tara did that she shouldn't have done and lost her ass. Let's not do that. And I will show you exactly the blueprint. And so you can go on my Instagram, the Tara Danielle, or you can go to 5starbeautycoach.com, download my freebies, get a whole bunch of cool stuff on there, reach out to me directly. But in my salon, I tell all of my staff, like, if you are going to work here, you're going to be a 6-figure stylist in 12 months.
And you guys, she does it.
We show them how to do that.
Tara and I have been friends for over 10 years. Like she said, I've been with her since day one of her opening her salon. And the amount of girls that I have seen her impact is insane. So if you are a stylist and you are listening to this episode and you are feeling stuck or struggling, please reach out to my girl because she will get you unstuck real quick. And you guys, investing in yourself is the fastest way to collapse time. It's the fastest way to get to where you want to go. And you can learn from somebody who's walked the walk before you. And as I always say, you want to vet your coaches. You want to ask them hard questions like, what's the biggest thing you've ever done? What's the biggest exit? How much money do you make? Absolutely. Because if they're not making what you want to make or they're not doing what you want to do, they shouldn't be teaching you how to do it.
But also they should have failures. If somebody's just blowing smoke out their ass and they're saying like, oh, it was so perfect, it was so easy, this happened, yada, yada, yada. I say a lot of times, like maybe they came for money and they have the money to be able to just throw at something. But if somebody's truly I'll call it the build. If they're really building something, they have a lot of stories that made them who they are, because it does not happen overnight. It's not easy. I say you can follow a blueprint and the steps might be easy, but you have to stay consistent. And if somebody's just telling you that it was so easy to do, then I truly do believe that they probably haven't built anything.
Yeah, like who's talking about their failures? Who's talking about their mistakes? Even ask that. That's a great question for a coach. Like, what's your biggest mistake you've ever made in business? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And even with my story, I used to be so like embarrassed that I lost so much money, but also how many people, I had to ask myself, how many people could not go under and bring themselves out of that? And so that's how I woke up every morning, like, okay, I have to get myself out of that. And now that I overcame that, it is such a huge part of my story of like, yes, it's a lot of money, but with the right mindset and the right tools and the right, not giving up on yourself.
The right people. You got to have your people to reach out. You have to have the phone a friend when, like I would call Tara and be like, I'm having a rough day. Give me a pep talk. And she would make me feel better in 30 seconds. You need that friend.
Yeah.
You got to find that person because you're going to have hard times. You're going to have struggles. And if anything, you're just proof. Like if you believe in yourself, you're willing to take the action, you can make shit happen.
And you know what I love about us? Like I was saying again last night.
Yeah.
That you and I were very similar, but we're very different. Like your strengths are so much different than mine. Like she's the detailed, like she's the one booking the event ticket a year in advance, the flight right away. I'm the one who books the event ticket 2 weeks before the event and the flight like a week and a half before I fly out. But it works so well with us because we understand that. Like she's creative and she's very detailed. I'm creative. I'm not so detailed. So I just think it just works so well. And it used to make me nervous at the beginning. It's like, this girl's like perfect.
No,
and now
no one's perfect.
Understand who she is. She understands who I am. So
and that's the curiosity, right? So getting curious, like also sometimes if someone triggers me in the way you just described, I know now, I didn't always know this, but I know now like, ooh, like this is an opportunity for me to level up. Yeah. Like they're not somebody to compete with. They're somebody that like is going to make me better. is going to expand me. Like find your expanders. And so if somebody feels like that, but you're not like, you never want to shrink yourself or feel like you have to hide or you can't be all of you.
Yeah.
But if you feel a little bit of like, okay, I have all those things, but I'm a little intimidated or I'm a little bit like, oh, like I don't feel like I'm at that level. I guarantee you that person doesn't care, number one. And number two, they would love to help you get there.
Well, you also want to feel a little uncomfortable. Like you want
Yes.
people that get you out of your comfort zone and that everything is not just roses. Like you want to have
Mm-hmm.
that little bit of a burning in your blood. Like when I leave you, I'm always like, I told Kyle, I said, just wait. Monday when I come home, I'm going to be starting new businesses, taking on the world, flying to the moon. We're doing all this, right? Like, because he knows that when we're around each other, like I feed off that energy and that's just what we do. And so, but that's not for everyone. It might intimidate people, it might scare people, but we understand that that's how.
And if you are an entrepreneur, you want to find a friend that gets that. Like my husband, he literally scheduled lunch with me on Monday after this weekend. So we're going to Powerhouse Women. We're going to some events around Powerhouse Women and we're super excited. And my husband was literally like, I need like full 1 hour, no kids. So I can like hear all the downloads that you got, all the cool people that you met. And so it's equally as important to have a spouse that supports you and that roots for you and that is your cheerleader and that wants to see you continue to grow and evolve and isn't trying to be an anchor that's
that won't
bringing
work.
you down.
Yep, that won't work. But also having a spouse that, I mean, they like Kyle doesn't have to be on cloud nine all the time. Like I joke, he's like this. He's very level headed. And I'm like one day way up here, then I'm here, then I'm way up here, then I'm here, then I'm way up here. And it's like, I had to understand, like, I used to be like, why are you not way up here and so excited about this? And he's like, well, I am, but I'm not, I don't need to like be so. Yeah. And so I think just understanding too that people bring different things to the table. And just because they're not on your level of excitement all the time does not mean they're not good people.
Yeah. Okay. I love this. So I have 2 more questions for you. What advice would you give JCPenney Tara if you could go back in time and talk to her now?
I would have believed in myself way sooner. I worked really hard, but sometimes I wonder if I was just working really hard because of other things going on in my life. So I kind of just worked all the time. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But if I were to go back to that age, in that moment, my confidence would have been so much stronger. And I think that I would be at a totally different level with our brand right now. Now the mess is part of it, right? Like, and who knows, like you make a choice, you take a different path, whatever. You are where you are right now because of decisions you made. Yeah. That's also why I don't believe in regrets, because you are in that moment because of decisions you made. I think that if I were to go back or to tell people what is your JCPenney, doesn't matter where you start, as long as you start. Yeah. And also I do think you should act fast. I think that if you have an idea, if you have a vision or a dream, I think that you act fast, because that's when the good stuff really happens. Quick, messy action. Yeah. And then it gives you the confidence and the momentum to go, okay, I can freaking do this. Yeah. Right? I like, this is going to happen for me. I actually have 2 more questions. I lied. So 3 total. So my other question is, when you look back, because we didn't even unpack, like, you've gone through lawsuits, you've lost money, you've gone through getting fucked over, there's so much stuff. So when those happen, if you reflect on them in this moment, I'm putting you on the hot seat. Did you ever, so for me, I lean on my failures the next time I'm in a hard situation. And I use that as my internal dialogue to go, you did it before, you got through this, you can do this one too. Yep. Would you say it was the same for you? Or like what, like did it, because I feel like it helps to go through those hard things and then to remember them, to document them, to journal them, because they are your anchor to go back and go, look, you did it before, you can do hard things. Keep going. Yeah. I think that's why I took a picture of Kim Kardashian ugly crying face. I told you guys when I was crying, and I wanted to make sure I could document it because I knew, I was hoping I'd get through it, right? The only way through is through. So I was like, I have to get on the other side of this. Yeah. I will someday. So I had that to document. But now when things come up, because I'm not gonna lie, as an entrepreneur, it's daily. There's daily fires. You know this. You have like 6 different companies that you're running. So like, come on, how many fires a day do you put out? A ton, right? If you don't, you're not building anything. So now when it happens, it's almost like bring it the F on, because I've been through some hard shit and that's not for me. But I know as long as I'm healthy, my family's healthy, I'm doing what I know is right,
Mm-hmm.
then nothing else can defeat me. Like, I
Nothing
don't
can stop you.
care. Like my lawyer said one time, he said, if you're not getting sued, you're not well known. And I'm like, oh, but like, think about it. If in business, things are going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to want to bring you down. What do they say? When you're climbing the ladder, people are holding the ladder. And when you get to the top, they pull it down, they pull it away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're building something that you truly believe in and you know it's right, shit's going to come your way, hard things. And so I think for me, I'm always just like, is it the end of the world? No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm healthy. My kids are healthy. My family's healthy. And that's really all that matters. And so I think if you get in your head about it, you will not move forward. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't have a friend in your life too that will tell you it's going to be okay, like keep on going.
Yeah.
There's so many days, and you've probably felt like this, where you want to give up. And it's like, but why? This was your dream. This was your,
Mm-hmm.
You're going to let one jerk ruin your dream.
I mean, I feel like what happens is you build this momentum. So like, I'm like you. Now when something hard happens, I'm like, fuck yeah. Let's go, because it's going to level me up.
Yeah.
It's going to teach me something new. It's going to allow me to serve my people when they encounter that same problem. And it's an expansion opportunity.
Yep.
And I think it takes the proof that you can make it through the hard things. So you got to keep going, wake up, like you said, take the action, keep believing in yourself, even when it's freaking hard. If you can prove to yourself, you know how to show up when it's hard, I believe you can do anything.
I agree. And then real quick on that, I always thought nobody would ever leave me. So I was like, I'm going to build this team and no one's ever going to leave and they're going to be all in. So
oh, that's a lesson. Yeah.
Here's the deal. People are going to leave you, but the right ones will stay and they'll keep
and the new right ones will find you.
Yep. And I used to give so much of like, if I just keep giving and giving and giving, they'll never leave. But then I gave so much, there was no more left to give.
Yeah. So people with teams, people that have teams or that are wanting a team or resistant to getting a team, you're going to go through that. Like, that's part of the process of building something big, and managing people is one of the hardest things. So if you know you want to do that and you haven't taken the jump, I highly encourage you to find a leader you look up to and start to develop those leadership skills, so that when it happens, because it will, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, you can get through it a lot smoother, a lot faster than just winging it and going all in. Like, collapse the time. Find the leader you look up to and reach out to them.
And don't be afraid to let your team take on roles. Like, I used to want to do it all myself.
Yeah.
I was so OCD and controlling. And it's like, no, my business probably does better when I'm not there. But just knowing that you can give things away that you're not good at. Like we talked about this morning, is like, I know what I'm good at, what I'm not good at.
Yep.
I'm not the one setting up the podcast stuff and the cameras and all that. So find people that have strengths that you don't.
Yep.
And let them do it. Let them run with it.
One of the things that I love to share with people that are like newer entrepreneurs or ones that are like building big things but haven't mastered delegation is that if you start to look at people you look up to, you will always find every single time they have two things in common. They deeply understand their strengths and weaknesses, and they are masters of delegation.
Yes.
And recently I've added two more, and that is they are consistent. They consistently show up, they consistently put in the work, they consistently manage the problems and put out the fires. And they are delusional in like they are delulu with, they know they're going to make it. Like, there is not an ounce in them that's like, this isn't going to work out. They're like, it's going to work out.
Are you a master delegator? Because I feel like you totally.
Oh yeah. I wasn't always. I used to be like, when I was building my compliance business, it was so hard for me to like scale my sales team, because I loved the engagement with the doctors. I loved the process of going through and educating them and teaching them and helping them. And it was really hard for me to let that go. And then when I was building out our referral partners, it was really hard for me to bring in somebody to run our biz dev team. Like, but I had to keep peeling it off.
You can't do it all.
When you look back and you go, like, it's really good for an entrepreneur that's building something big to wear all the hats, so that you understand the role and you can really level with your people, right? Yeah. But you can't wear all the hats. Like, you can never make more than 24 hours in a day. And if you want to do something big, it's not going to happen all on you. You have to have a team to do it with.
But that's why it's so important to read books, go to the events, get around the people that keep pouring into you and
Yeah.
telling you that, because everyone wants, when you're an entrepreneur, like nobody really wants, we all want to scale, but we don't really want to scale because we don't know how to let go of that control. But if you can master how to do it, and you can go on a vacation, or you can go on a fun girls trip, or you can
Yeah.
leave your business for a month at a time, like that's when you truly know that you're building something.
Yeah. You have a business, not a busyness.
Yeah. And I've had both.
Oh,
you
so
know?
same.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a real entrepreneur if you haven't had both.
No, but like
Because
do it
how
all.
would you know the difference? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's lived experience.
I'm still in the bathroom sometimes at the salon, and I'll like pick up toilet paper. Always, I shouldn't say sometimes. Like if something's on the floor, or wipe down the mirror. Like I tell my staff, there's nothing I'm asking you to do that I would not personally do.
Yeah.
Like there's literally nothing.
So remember when we went to 10X together
So
years
long
ago,
ago.
2017, we went to Grant Cardone's 10X event together, and I can't think of his name. He's going to come to me. He's the guy that does 75 hard. Why can't I think of his
Oh,
name?
it's Andy Frisella.
Andy Verselli or Versella.
Frisella, yeah.
He did a speech, and like I still hear his words because I was in big builder
He
stage.
said he cleans up in the bathroom.
I had my compliance business then, and he talked about, like even when you get to the top, and whatever the top definition is for you, and you feel like you've made it, you still need to be the janitor in your business.
Always.
And if you ever think that you are above the janitor role, then you're going to fall.
No, it's so true. And eventually your time is more valuable than obviously actually being the janitor.
But you're never above picking up toilet paper in the bathroom
So
that's
true.
on the
And think
floor
of
in your
staff.
business.
Like, oh, Danielle would never do it, so why is she thinking that I'm
100%.
If they see you doing those things, they're going to respect you so much more.
Yep.
And they're going to do it too.
Yeah, you got to be the model.
Yeah.
Okay. So my final question, because we got to go meet with some people and have some freaking fun today, is
and get a nice coffee.
Oh, we all know we're iced coffee girlies. Okay. So one of my favorite things to do with my guests is I feel like we don't celebrate our small wins enough, especially as entrepreneurs. So what is one magic moment that happened to you, big or small, in the last week that you didn't sit down and celebrate that we can celebrate with you right now?
In the last week, we just launched our first massive business hair extension class. And I have 2 educators that are getting fully trained. And it's going to be this massive event that we would love to go worldwide, where stylists can come to us and they can learn all the business side of it. They can iced coffees all day, catered lunch, good music, good vibes, good community, know how to go out, headshots. We're doing all the good stuff. And I feel like I have not celebrated that because it's been so go.
This is not anything but we're going to cheers to that. You guys see, look at this. This is why we asked this question on the show. So if you are listening to this, this is your reminder to celebrate anything big or small that has happened to you in the last week, and take a moment to go, man, I'm fucking cool.
Breathe,
I'm good. Like take a minute to celebrate, because if you forget to celebrate, then you'll keep going, and nothing will ever be good.
Wait,
enough.
what's yours? Not have to know.
Mine is I went on a mommy and me date. So I have a jam-packed week. Like this week has been insane. And one of my big things in the last 3 years has been really being present and making time for my kids, where I'm not looking at my phone, and we're all in on me and them, and doing it individual times. So on this past Wednesday, I went on a mommy and me date with my son, Grayson, and we stopped and surprised dad at work. We went to Shields. We checked out new baseball bats and had the best time.
I freaking love that, because you can agree, that's what it's all about.
That's your why.
I used to think it was material things and making all the money in the world. I'm like, now it's just my kid,
peace
and
and happiness,
family and peace and happiness,
memories,
and good, not balance, but those moments,
harmony.
That's why we do it.
Yeah,
that's why we put up and go through what we go through being an entrepreneur, because moments like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this was so fun. I'm so excited that we have 3 more days of this. And you guys go follow my girl, the Tara Danielle, on Instagram. I will link everything in the show notes. If you are a stylist and you are looking for help, if you are an entrepreneur in Denver, connect with my girl and have some fun. Have the best day. And don't forget to celebrate your magic moments. We will see you next week.